I mean, obviously, you just talked to the man of the hour. You don't need me on here. He did it all. So, Jared had all three pitches working. The fastball was coming out. He was low to mid 90s, and changeup was working. Breaking balls working. He was throwing them all for strikes. I thought he executed pretty much every pitch that was called. Coach Silva called a great game, and the only time he didn't execute, I thought, was at the end of the ball game with the HBP and the walk. But just couldn't be more proud of him. I mean, it's he did. He's the man of the hour. He did everything, and to be able to do that to that lineup. I was talking to Coach Van Horn before the game and just telling them how good they are. I mean, 1 through 9, and if you two hit shut out those guys, you had some stuff working. You don't just cut through a lineup like that with 10 Ks over one walk. And I want to recognize that Darius Myers inserted him into the game and got us going offensively with the base hit up the middle. And then he made the big play in the ninth inning to lead it off, the sinking line drive. And he made a great play. If that ball gets down, it's going to get hairy because it's Arkansas and they're not going to give in. They're not going to give up. And I know they've came back a lot already this year. So just a big win for our program. Proud of our guys. And we say Sunday's about toughness and championships are won on Sunday. And, I think that we lost a heartbreaker Friday and they pretty much boat raced us yesterday. And I'm proud of our guys to come back and be ready to play and be locked in. And we did enough. Probably the wind blowing in played in our favor. A lot of balls were struck today. Even we hit some balls hard that didn't have a chance to get out, and that probably played in our favor. But it's a really good team, Arkansas, and to get out of here winning today, very proud of our guys.
Corey, I'll let you ask the first question.
Lane, I think going into the ninth inning, I think Jarrett was sitting at somewhere between 87, 88 pitches. I mean, was there any discussion of not letting him go out there and finish this thing off, or was it always, okay, go get it?
We're going to let him go to the ninth, and Coach Silva called a great game, but I will throw him under the bus a little bit here. He was thinking of making a move. No, he was feeling it, man, and he wanted to go. We sent Tompkins and Aulette down, and Tompkins phoned back and said he couldn't go with his shoulder, so he wasn't available. And once he got the first out, he's like, let's let him. I think he earned it. He earned the right to finish the game. He only threw 106, and he was just dealing. I think toward the end of the game, I think the crowd got on their feet and it got loud, and I think it kind of amped him up a little bit, let some balls get away from him, hence the HBP and the walk. And that's why we sent Coach Silva out just to calm him down. There's really not much you can say to him. But I thought that was the only time of the game he didn't execute. But no, once Adarius caught the ball, and I think it was his game. We were going to live or die on that hill today. So he earned it, and he got it done.
Andrew?
Yeah, Coach. I mean, as good as y'all are offensively and as good as Arkansas's lineup is on a game 3 like this, did you expect or were you surprised by it being a 2-0 game?
I just told on the radio post game today, I would have put all my money in on that. So I would have never, my wildest dreams, thought if we score 2, we're going to beat them. So yeah, I mean, it was one of those days you could tell from the get go. We didn't hit on the field today. I thought we looked tired yesterday and overwhelmed from the night before, and so we let our guys hit in the cages and get themselves ready to play. Really, we kind of stayed out of their way all morning, and it was a quick turnaround with the time change and all that stuff. But I think the wind blowing in probably played in our favor more because they are so powerful and they can drive the ball. And they got on some today, but we did too. It just wasn't going anywhere. But yeah, I would have never dreamed 2 runs would have beat them today or any day.
And then also Jarrett admitted he was a little bit nervous there in the ninth. What were your nerves or emotions like as Arkansas got 2 guys on there in the ninth, knowing how many comebacks they've had so far this year?
Sure. I was nervous. Of course, you're right there, and it's within grasp. You can see it. You can't reach out and grab it though, and here they go. It's like the other night. I don't think you would be human if you weren't having thoughts of they've come back a lot. They did it the other night, and yeah, of course, I know his heart rate was up. He's out there, and everybody's on their feet. It's a big game for us and our program, number 1 team in the country, and sure, I mean, you'd have to check your pulse if you weren't a little sped up and your heart rate went a little up. But that's what makes it fun. That's why we do this. You know, you have those heartbreakers like Friday night, but you win a game like this today, and that's why we do what we do for a living. And I don't know if Jarrett told you his girlfriend's from Arkansas, so I know that made him made it a little sweeter for him to go out and win the game today.
AJ?
Coach, how does this win affect your confidence and maybe even your approach heading into the series against Ole Miss?
Yeah, it has to help you. I mean, it has to give you confidence to beat the number one team in the country and to do it after two losses like we had. I coached in that league, and I say it all the time. When you're in the SEC, it never changes. You feel like you're playing the same team every weekend. It's like, here comes another one. Here comes you can't catch your breath, and there are no off weekends. And I told our guys, you're going to see what it's like in arm, hopefully Tuesday and Wednesday. But here comes you have a big win, you enjoy it. You got to turn your focus to Ole Miss because here comes another top 5 team, and that's the way it is in that league. It's it's mentally exhausting because everybody's really good, but it has to help us our confidence, because if it doesn't, then I don't know it. I think we proved this weekend that we can play with anybody in the country. I mean, I think they're the best team in the country. I didn't see a weakness in Arkansas's entire team. They defend like maniacs. I mean, I've never seen a team defend the field like they run down. Franklin runs down everything in center, and Battles. I mean, he saved more hits and runs this weekend for them, and their lineup's really good 1 through 9, and they can pitch. They just keep bringing great arms out. So yeah, I would hope confidence would be soaring after a win like this.
Murph?
Hey, Anna just asked my question about your confidence, but you mentioned Jarrett's girlfriend from Arkansas. You happen to know what town, where she's from?
Oh, she plays softball here though, so you can find out.
I can tell you, she's from Morrilton.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Her name
And he made some great plays, diving and saving runs, almost turned the double play on Netterville yesterday that I thought was a hit. And then he made the play today to get Brantley at third that saved a hit and possibly another run, because he would have been at third. And he just, ball's bouncing out of his glove. He just catches it, throws it. So if he gets his hands on it, it's an out, and everything's center cut over there. It's right at the first baseman's chest. He's as good a shortstop as I've seen in a while. I can tell you that.
Yeah, Elaine, my last question is, how important was it for Jarrett to go inside to the lefties? Because he got some strikeouts that way today, and then outside to the right-handers.
He did, no doubt. I thought his changeup was really good. That's what he was getting, swing and misses away with the lefties. And Chris McGuirk, the umpire, he was calling that inner half, that glove side fastball on both sides. He rung up a couple of our guys, and he kind of set the tone for his zone and what it was going to be. And he didn't waver from it. And Jarrett did a great job pounding that part of the zone. You're exactly right.
Appreciate you, Lane. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Corey?
Lane, once again, I thought the bottom half of this lineup today was a really crucial part, and you guys get on the board. I think it was Alex that got that first hit off of Lockhart that ultimately ended up being the first run that was scored with Taylor Young batting him in. But just talk about being able to get production from your 6, 7, 8, 9 guys when you're playing teams as good as Arkansas and as good as Ole Miss.
Yeah, it's huge. And I thought, like you said, Alex got the big hit, get us going. And then I thought Hasler's bunt, it's obvious nobody's going to score. So it's going to be one of those days where the guys are dealing and there's not going to be a lot of runs. So we decided to bunt there in the 5th, I think it was. Yeah. And a great bunt by him. He killed it right there where they couldn't make a play at third, and he almost beat it out. But yeah, those guys, and Ben Brantley hitting in the 7-hole had a big day for us. He had 2 hits and obviously a huge RBI for us. So you're exactly right, Corey. To get that production from the bottom half of your lineup is it's comforting to the coaches, because we know those guys at the top. We know they can hit. We were facing a really good pitching staff this weekend, so it ain't like we were killing the ball, but they had something to do with that. But those guys can hit. They're good hitters. They're veteran hitters, and yeah, when you can get that production down there in the bottom, it's obviously a lift.
Ben?
Coach, I think you're 2 weeks away from conference play starting. How important is it, for this week against Ole Miss, for somebody to step up on the mound and kind of claim that number 4 role as you get ready for conference play in a couple of weeks.
Really, really big. That's a great point because we got 4 games on the weekend in Conference USA this year, and we need that 4th starter. Kay Gibson right now, we'll probably start him Tuesday. Don't quote me on that. Something could change. We'll probably nail that down tomorrow. So he'll get that opportunity. I think he's earned it. He deserves it. And maybe he is that guy. Maybe it's Martinez or Knight. We'll see. But it's very important that somebody steps up, kind of like out. And I thought obviously today was phenomenal. So yeah, I think those 3 guys have solidified the weekend, and we need to find one more.
Lane, Corey and I are laughing at you because you just told the media that you were going to start Kay Gibson. And then you said, don't quote me on that. So,
Well, you never know what can happen. We've had guys sleep on their arm wrong. We got that going on right now. I guess we can't sleep anymore. So
no. Any other questions?
I just have one
All
more.
right, Coach, go enjoy it. Okay.
But can I ask one more?
Yep. Go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah, Coach, you mentioned it in your opening, but pinch hitting for Matuya there in the 5th inning with Myers. What went into that decision, and what did you think about his approach and at bat there to lead off that inning with a hit?
Well, I'd love to sit here and tell you that it was just a great managerial move. I was just thinking ahead of the game, but Phil's got a banged up wrist. He hurt it when he collided with Parker yesterday, and it's really swollen up. Look, I thought his swings likely. He just basically flipped 3 breakers in there and he swung right through them. I didn't think and the swings did not look good. He's got a good breaking ball, but I was like, we got to make a move. He wanted to stay in the game, and I didn't like the matchup either way because after the swings, but he is a little banged up, so we decided to go with a right-handed hitter. And Darius is one of those guys. He's the hardest worker on our team, man. We always tell him when you work hard and treat the game right, it will reward you. And he's getting rewarded right now. He should be playing. It's just some guys have been playing really well in front of him.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, Lane. Hey, thanks again. And
All right, guys.
congrats on the win.